Hello viewers! So while I was labbing and recording footage for the bucket guides, I came across something peculiar. Stale bucket tripped. I couldn't replicate it since it has a very slim chance of happening, but you can see Mega Man doing this sliding animation after he gets hit. If a move causes this, it means there is an inherent 7% chance to cause a trip on any move. It was then I thought, well, if bucket trips at low percent, and it sends at the Sakurai angle, it must also jab reset, right? So I went to the lab and got to work. And well, I have some good news and bad news for you Game & Watch mains. The good news is yes, bucket can actually jab reset. The bad news is the circumstances for getting it to reset in singles are so precise that you have a better chance of winning a Super Major with Game & Watch than landing this setup with them. Still, I think it'll be fun to explain how to do this setup as well as explain why it happens, for science. So, to do this setup in singles, pick Game & Watch, obviously, and select an opponent that can give you a minimum bucket. Mega Man works really well, not only because both Pellets and Crash Bomber can give you a minimum bucket, but because his weight and fall speed are ideal. Then, go to a stage with platforms. Battlefield or Dreamland works best, but you can also go to Town and City, but obviously the platforms won't always be there. Once you start the match, you will have to absorb and land at least 8 buckets in a row, though you can do more. Hopefully that 8th or 9th bucket killed your opponent because they will have to be at 0% for this to work. Once that condition is satisfied, you need to get your opponent somewhere near the middle of the stage. Then, space back air perfectly so only the landing hitbox hits them. If you don't, they will take too much damage and bucket will not reset. After landing single hit bear, you hope that they don't tech when they land on the platform. After that, just let your stale bucket loose and watch the magic happen. If that setup seems a little too complicated for you, a slightly easier setup, depending on what easy means to you, is to simply play doubles and have your teammate footstool them at 0%. This way you only have to stale bucket 3 times in a row. Yeah. But why do these resets happen? Well, bucket sends at the Sakurai angle, otherwise known as 361 degrees. This angle has some weird properties, one of which is that depending on the knockback of the move, it will jab lock the opponent because it does not send them high enough to raise off the ground. Ever see a move push an opponent off a platform and into pratfall? It's the same idea, but if you use that same move while they are crashing onto the ground, you will get a jab reset. Hell, even Falcon Punch sends at the Sakurai angle, and even it can jab reset at 0 because of its low base knockback. Good luck landing that one. Usually, even a minimum bucket is too strong to jab reset, but if you abuse the stale move mechanic, you can get it so that it is weak enough for it to work. Whether or not the circumstances to make it work are worth it is definitely up to you. So that's it, I guess. Of course, this setup is totally ridiculous and impractical, but it was still fun to discover something new and dive into the rabbit hole. Plus, I just wanted to make something quick and fun to hold you guys over until the next guide. I really want to take my time on the next one, and I think it'll be great. Like always, suggestions are welcome. Just leave a comment or @ this handle on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.